I sing songs.
I don't even know why I try anymore. Even know I don't even know why I try anymore. Even know you can't replace me. I'm awake, it's time to break free. I'm levitating, yeah. I don't even know why I try anymore. Even know I don't even know. Anymore. I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know.
This show is boring. Oh. You know, this was supposed to be a post WrestleMania edition of SmackDown. I guess most of the crew is still in Las Vegas. Where the fuck were they? What a little bit too much partying, man, at the Fontainebleau over there, huh? This is 3 hours I wish I could get back. Why is this show so terrible, Chad? Does anybody have the answer? It's gonna get a lot worse before it even begins to get better, man. They fired half the roster. We're gonna talk about it. The venue's gonna be open late tonight, so grab a drink, pull up a chair. If you can find a spot, it's gonna be crowded tonight. And when I walk through those doors on this Friday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? See you over there. It also isn't about excuses. WWE has failed creatively. AEW has failed fundamentally. So why did Triple H lose the plot? Why did Tony Khan abandon everything that made AEW special? Because nobody is committed to the one thing that actually matters. Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday night boring post show for April 24th, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you so very much for joining me on this Friday evening, wherever you may be. You know, I know a lot of people are going to be upset about the news before Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Now, the show itself was a complete and utter waste of time. may be one of the worst episodes they've done all year, which is something because we had to endure Pat McAfee for the last 4 weeks. I want to set everybody straight right now. I know there's going to be a lot of fake outrage and people using people's / performers' names to clickbait and engagement farm and cause a ruckus on social media. This is going to be the norm for the next 24 to 48 hours until everything calms down. What you watched tonight, I'm not even talking about the show. What you watched on social media tonight. The news that we were given tonight. This is not new information. They didn't throw a knuckleball at you. They didn't spring a surprise. Surprise! We've never done this before, man, but we're going to shock everybody tonight. This is typical WWE protocol. So before anybody gets their feelings all twisted, you knew, I knew, everybody knew this day was going to happen, whether it was this week, next week, or before we hit the summer. You knew it was going to happen. I see a lot of people blaming Ari Emanuel, TKO, Mark Shapiro. Chat, I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. Mark Shapiro, Ari Emanuel, and the rest of the unnamed suits and ties over on the board of directors of TKO, they were not sitting around today going over the line sheets and saying, you know what, Mark? I think we got to get rid of Kairi Sane tonight. I think that Kairi Sane, man, I think we got to let her loose tonight. And Mark Shapiro's looking at Ari Emanuel across the board of directors table. You know what, Ari? I think that's a good idea, man. I wasn't really pleased with her performance. That Kairi Sane. Yeah, I think we should cut her loose. Ari Emanuel also wasn't looking at Apollo Crews. Hey, Mark, what about this Apollo Crews fellow? What about him? Yeah, you know what, Ari? I think we got to let Apollo Crews go, man. You know, he hasn't really been wowing me as of late. I don't know what he's about, but I think the catering bill's a little bit too high the last couple of years, man. I think we got to let him go. That silly Apollo Crews, man. Yeah, we got to cut him. We got to cut him. Let him go. Just get rid of him. Get rid of him. Well, how about this one? Hey, Ari, what about this one? I got one for you. How about, let me put on my, Zoey Stark, Ari. What about Zoey Stark, man? What's she about? Oh, she's been out with an injury for 9 months. Oh, man. Yeah, I heard some really great things about her, Ari. I heard she was uber athletic. Spent some time in NXT. Oh, man, yeah, she got hurt, man. Unfortunately, she got hurt. She just got cleared, Ari. What do we do? Get rid of her. Just let her go. We don't. Zoey Stark. Who's Zoey Stark, man? Zoey Stark. You people are fucking mental. You're fucking mental. This has nothing to do with Ari Emanuel. Nothing to do with Mark Shapiro. Nothing. The only thing that it has to do with Ari and Mark Shapiro is they give Triple H a number, and Triple H and Nick Khan go over the names, and Triple H makes the appropriate cuts so that he meets the quota of Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro. and whoever else is on the fucking board of directors, which right now are public enemy number one. If you're going to blame anybody, blame Triple H. Every time there were cuts, who did we blame? Did we blame Michael Hayes? Did we blame the fucking board of directors surrounding Vince McMahon? Or was it Vincent Kennedy McMahon who made the budget cuts? So why would anybody be in a position to deflect the budget cuts today away from Paul Levesque? You know, it's not even worth A, ranting about, B, losing my voice over, or C, getting that upset about. We all knew cuts were coming. If you want to be upset at a certain aspect of today's budget cuts, you should be upset over the fact that the creative team is fucking garbage. From top to bottom. Every single motherfucking one of them. They are garbage. They don't belong in the seat that they sit in. They don't deserve their jobs. If anybody should be fucking cut, it's the fucking writing team that needs to be fucking cut. This show is fucking garbage. And I mean that from the bottom of my fucking soul. This show is fucking deplorable. I don't know how anybody looks at this show and finds themselves entertained for 3 hours. It makes me fucking sad. It legitimately makes my heart cry. I can't physically fucking cry because we all know that this shit is never going to get better. It fucking pains me that I got to sit here and waste my fucking time watching Danhausen versus the fucking Miz on a Friday night after WrestleMania. WWE made a lot of budget cuts today. A lot of budget cuts today. So many, I don't even know where to fucking begin, honestly. We start to see these come in around 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Eastern time today. Nikki Cross, who played, quote-unquote, Sister Abigail in the Wyatt 6. Nikki Cross, you're going to find a theme here. Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, all 5 of them released. You know what bothers me about that? A, I'm not surprised. They had some of the worst pro wrestling television of the entire year. Am I going to blame the Wyatt 6 for the content and material that they were given on Friday night and the opponents that they were given for the last 6 months? Am I going to blame them for the opponents that they were given for the last 6 months? Or am I going to blame Triple H? I'm not surprised. This is what happens when you put so much hype into something. After the Wyatt 6 emerged with Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy as their leader, you were never going to ever get that ever again. They clearly didn't know where they wanted to go from that moment on. How could you go and advance their entire story from a situation and a debut like that? They left the entire backstage area in blood. They, quote unquote, murdered everybody. It was a scene out of a horror movie. This is coming from the same guy in Triple H who says that they make movies similar to Marvel and DC. I guess his script writers for these so-called movies clearly didn't know how to script a movie or anything regarding the Wyatt Six. You know what also bothers me about this? Why anybody gave them any fucking hope for the Wyatt Six. Why they gave any of the writing team any fucking trust or hope in the Wyatt Six after we had to watch the Wyatt family fail time and time and time and time again. The one time that they got it right is when Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber. And you know what happened then? They still fucked it up. Because the story regarding Randy Orton and Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt, it all got fucked up. The one story that they had, they fucked it up. And it never went back to being that way ever again. Luke Harper got fired and Bray Wyatt eventually disappeared. If this company is capable of releasing Bray Wyatt, what did you think they were going to do with his younger, not Bray Wyatt's-like brother in Bo Dallas? Did you genuinely think they were going to do something with Bray's little brother? All because Bray has now passed on and is no longer with us? Do you think that matters to these fucking people? They don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit. But what really grinds my fucking gears about releasing the entire fucking group, never mind one, they released all fucking 5 of them. What really grinds my fucking gears about it is that you did not even tap into any of the fucking members at all. You didn't let them fucking speak. You didn't let them get their point across. You didn't let their characters develop on TV. You never, ever, ever, ever gave us an insight into who they were. All we knew of them is that, oh, look, it's Eric Rowan. He used to be Bray's good friend in the Wyatt family, and now he's paying homage to Bray, and now he's in the Wyatt Six, being led by Bray's brother. It's the only one that had any true connection outside of Bo. Nikki Cross, did we ever get an explanation as to why the fuck she went from superhero to all of a sudden an undead character? Why did she turn to the dark side? Why was she Sister Abigail? What made her want to become Sister Abigail? How did she get engulfed in the Wyatt universe? Where did Joe Gacy come from? Where did Dexter Lumis come from? You do realize that we never got one fucking explanation about any of these fucking people on television. You couldn't find one singular thing to tap into any one of these people. Not one thing that was good enough to keep, to maybe see if you could get your return on your investment. If the whole group failed, every fucking one of them failed. There was nothing that was saving any one of them. Nikki Cross, I don't even think Nikki Cross wrestled one singles match as Sister Abigail. Not one. She only wrestled in multi-person matches. Bo Dallas, I thought he did when Bray was still with us and we got Uncle Howdy. You guys know what I'm talking about. When Bo was with Bray and we got like the full-fledged Uncle Howdy character on TV with Bray Wyatt, he's coming down, he's like flipping his fucking cane, he's doing the snap of the fingers. Man, he was fucking cool. I don't know what the fuck this version was. Joe Gacy? There was nothing redeeming about Joe Gacy. NXT doesn't need people. I mean, you gutted half the fucking roster down there. You couldn't move him back down to NXT. What about Dexter Lumis? How many times does Dexter Lumis got to have fucking shit handed to him? Guy's a solid hand. Nothing for him in NXT. Nothing for him at all on the main roster. Get rid of him. Just get rid of him. It's almost like WWE wanted to get rid of all of them because they were fucking sick and tired of booking for this fucking nonsensical group with superpowers. It's almost like It's almost like they were burdened by having any sort of creativity. This is what happens when you give the brainchild of Bray Wyatt to Bo, and Bo's got to give it right back to the writing team. They failed Bray, and now they failed Bo, and I'm sure Bray is rolling over in his fucking grave to watch his family get fired again. I said it from day one. The Wyatt Six will fail if you book them with supernatural powers. They did the same thing that they did with the Wyatt family. They did the same thing that they did with Bray and The Fiend. The same thing. They pigeonholed them into one fucking thing, and that was it. They had no chance to survive. You just went full-fledged character, full-fledged Wyatts instead of humanizing them in some sort of way. That's why they failed. That's why the Wyatts failed. Am I surprised? No. No, I'm not. But this shouldn't be surprising to anybody. You know what fucking bothers me about throwing a whole group away? Do you know what fucking bothers me about releasing a whole group? And I don't want to give him any sort of clout or any sort of positive, but I'm going to. Because he's always been an asshole to me for no reason. Zero reason. He was upset because I predicted his termination 5 weeks before it happened, and guess who was right? Me. I'm right more than I am wrong, and the people that watch me know that. The one thing that bothers me about releasing a whole group, look at what they did to Hit Row. They released all of them. They released Ashanti the Adonis, they released Swerve, and they released AJ Francis, Top Dollar. Swerve went on to become one of AEW's biggest stars. He broke out. He became a main event player. AJ Francis went to TNA. He seems to be doing very well for himself. He's standing on his own. He got into decent shape. He's doing really good over there. I don't know what Adonis is doing. But the point I'm trying to make is WWE doesn't even have the mindset to wait and be patient to see if this group contained somebody that could break out. Yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of the whole fucking group. Because that's exactly what they thought when they released Hit Row. Hey, those guys ain't going nowhere, man. They're nothing but ghetto trash. Hey, get rid of them. They'll fucking flounder around on the indies and goodbye. Meanwhile, Swerve is one of the biggest talents in the fucking industry. Maybe you shouldn't be so fucking quick to release a whole fucking group. But I'm not TKO. I'm not Triple H. Dante Chen got released. Who? NXT. Dante Chen. He got released by WWE. Andre Chase. I guess this is what they call a teachable moment for Andre Chase. That gimmick was never going to go anywhere on the main roster. A gimmick, I don't know how much he has a say in what he does on television or what type of character he wants to play, but Dante Chen and Andre Chase, not surprising. Andre Chase alone is not surprising. That gimmick was not going to succeed on the main roster. You're not going to take Dean Douglas 2.0 in 2026 and put him on the main roster. Not going to work. Either you change or adapt and die on the main roster. One or the other. Adapt or die on the main roster. That's why they changed Tony D'Angelo's gimmick. Do you think the Italian guy, the Italian mobster was going to work all the way to the main roster? Bro, that would have been release after a year. So he changed his gimmick. He changed his persona. And now that's given him a little bit of longevity. Apollo Crews released by the WWE. I'm surprised, not at Apollo Crews' release. I am surprised that Apollo Crews has lasted 10 fucking years and got main roster money for doing absolutely as little work on television as possible. He made it this far without actually doing much of anything. I think that's a testament to him and Apollo Crews. Am I surprised by this? No. I'm surprised this didn't happen 3 or 4 years ago. He outlasted them all. Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar was released by WWE. This guy is in the midst of surgery. He's going to be out for a while. Released. WWE released Santos Escobar even though he was out injured. They moved him from the main roster down to AAA. This was after they fucking let his contract lapse. He just walked. They brought him back, sat him backstage for another couple of months, remembered that they actually signed this guy back to the company for more money and a better spot, only to move him down to AAA. He gets hurt, and then he gets fired. I enjoyed Santos's work. I thought Santos had a lot of upside, especially when WWE was looking for some really great Mexican talent, some luchador talent, outside of Rey Mysterio, who's not going to be there. And before they got a Dragon Lee and a Rey Fenix and a Penta, I thought Santos Escobar had an in. But I guess they realized, well, we got Penta, we got Dragon Lee, we got Rey Fenix on reserve. He's in Polcatraz right now doing God knows what. So he's on the back burner. They got him when they want him. Obviously, Dominic Mysterio. Why do we need Santos Escobar for? You know, Ludwig Kaiser, who's playing El Grande Americano, if you can go and find yourself another Kaiser who's German, playing a Mexican luchador speaking Spanish on AAA television, what the fuck do we need Santos Escobar for? It's exactly what they're thinking. We got this guy, we're paying him whatever we're paying him. We don't need this fucking guy. If this guy can do what Santos Escobar was supposed to do for all these years, why the fuck are we employing Santos Escobar? That's not me speaking. That's Triple H and TKO thinking. He's gone. Several NXT talents released. The list includes Trill London. Who? London Broil. Trill London. Serena Linton, Chris Island, Tyreek Igwe, Tyson DuPont, Malik Blade, and Luca Crucifino. All gone. Tyra May Steele was the biggest name that I remembered from this list because Tyra May Steele actually, didn't she just win LFG on A&E? I thought with the Olympic gold medalist gimmick and the Olympic gold medals for a female wrestler, I thought that she would have some upside. That's a strange one. Was she not coming along as well as they wanted? Or maybe she was a fucking weirdo. Some people got confused by some tweets that she put out. She was describing her dream, and in her dream, people were misinterpreting the words that she put on Twitter, that she had this dream. People misinterpreted it as her getting let go by WWE. I guess she's a fucking fortune teller because it only took a few weeks later she got released from WWE. Those are the NXT talents that got released. Now for the bigger names that got released, which these are the names that are pissing people off. The Motor City Machine Guns Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, gone from WWE. I know there are people out there that highly regard the Motor City Machine Guns. I think they're fucking great. I think Alex Shelley's fucking great. Honestly. The tag team division, when they came into the company, was fucking dead. The tag team division, while they were there, was fucking dead. The only teams that I even remember being on SmackDown were them, Axiom, which I'm surprised they made the cut here, and they were not released. Machine Guns, Axiom, and what's his name? Fraxium. Axiom's the guy with the mask. Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom. The Garzas were the other team. The Street Profits, they were there, and then they took a 6-month sabbatical. They got moved to Monday Night Raw. We did have DIY. Outside that, we had the Wyatts and the MFTs. I mean, the tag team division was fucking dead. Let's be real. The tag team division was as unexciting as it sounds. They were going nowhere. The level of creative that Triple H and his team had for the Motor City Machine Guns for the last, how many months, chat? 3 months? This was well before WrestleMania. This was like after the Chamber. The extent that the writing team on Friday night had for the Motor City Machine Guns was to try and convince Johnny Gargano that he still was Johnny Wrestling. As Johnny Gargano laid on a fucking production crate for months and months. Well, Alex Shelley tried to convince Johnny Gargano, and Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano's wife, sought help from Alex Shelley. Chris Sabin was getting angry, thinking that Alex Shelley wasn't all about the Motor City Machine Guns. That he'd rather help Johnny Gargano than focus on the Motor City Machine Guns. I'll tell you what, Chris Sabin, it was Triple H and the fucking writing team that gave up on the Motor City Machine Guns long before you thought Alex Shelley gave up on the Motor City Machine Guns. They came to WWE because it was a desire to join WWE after all this time. And they went nowhere. The highest of highs that they reached was in week 2 when they beat the Bloodline for the tag team championships. Then they held those titles for what? 4 weeks, 5 weeks, probably less than that. And then lost them. That was it. Never got back there ever again. They were used in this circle jerk of fucking tag teams. Barely got a reaction. Their theme music was fucking terrible. They went out there and wrestled a clinic with several different teams. Not a single fucking reaction. Over 20 years as a fucking team. Both guys also accomplished singles performers. Alex Shelley's a former TNA World Champion. Gone. Gone. The Machine Guns are out of bullets. I have to ask, what tag team division do you have on Friday night now that you released? The Motor City Machine Guns and the Wyatt Six. What are you actively doing to replace those tag teams now? Now we're stuck with R-Truth and Damian Priest. They're the tag team champions. We're stuck with Kit Wilson and The Miz. We're stuck with the MFTs. Am I missing anybody? Who else am I missing? Fraxium's still there. I guarantee you, we're not going to see Fraxium. You know, we're not even done with the releases. They actually may be a part of the releases. Believe it or not. We're not done yet. And on Monday Night Raw, we got Logan Paul and Austin Theory We got the Street Profits, and we got the Usos. We're supposed to have the Creeds. I don't know where the fuck they are. We got the Garzas. They may end up on the chopping block as well, for all we fucking know. That's another team that I'm surprised has made the list of people not cut. What I'm trying to say is, and I've been saying this since 2016, can we now stop the fucking games, stop the charades? Let's merge the tag team divisions. How can anybody now justify that we need two sets of tag team fucking championships? Seriously. You want to cut the Motor City Machine Guns. Out of everybody on this list, you couldn't find one redeeming fucking thing about Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin? NXT doesn't need tag teams. They couldn't be a veteran presence down in NXT. Hey, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Now they wait 90 days. And where do you think they're going to go? They should have went to this place before they even thought about going to WWE. They wouldn't be in this predicament. They're going to wait their 90 days now, and they're going to end up in All Elite Wrestling. And then we're going to get Motor City Machine Guns and the Young Bucks for the tag team titles at the end of 2026. Bookmark it. Tony Khan, as soon as the 90 days are up on Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin's contract, Tony Khan has already dialed their fucking phone number, and he's letting it sit on his iPhone or Android, and he's waiting to push that final digit. He's already put it in his fucking phone as of tonight. They are as good as Elite. Mark my words. They could go back to TNA. That would mean TNA has to offer them money. Money which I don't think TNA actually has right now. It'd be great if they go back to where they were actually appreciated, to go back to where they built that fucking place for years and years and years and years. I just think Tony Khan's going to offer them way too much money at this late stage of their career for them to say no. Disgusting. Disgusting. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, chat. I think today, in 2026, with the incredible downturn in leadership in the company, and the fact that they have now moved so far gone from what pro wrestling should be in WWE, the fact that they've given you advertisement mania, commercial mania, everything's a fucking ad, everything's about money, 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 celebrity, 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 and then pro wrestling. In fact, the pro wrestling was interrupting the commercials on Saturday and Sunday last weekend. Aleister Black, he rejoined the WWE legitimately on the Friday night after WrestleMania 1 year ago. You do realize that. They gave this guy 1 year. They let Karrion Kross walk. They let Scarlett walk. They gave their gimmick to Black and Zelina and said, yeah, we had enough of this. I can't remember one single fucking meaningful thing that either Zelina Vega or Aleister Black have done together on Friday Night SmackDown. The only thing that I remember from Aleister Black was that he threw a fireball at Damian Priest on SmackDown in a main event. That was it. I can't really pinpoint anything else for his entire 1-year run there. Aleister Black, he was one of the brightest stars to join Triple H's NXT Black and Gold. Guy was a main event guy. A main event guy. He had the look. He had the promo. He had the aura. He had the entrance and the entrance music. He was very, very good in the ring. Then he made the main roster. Then they summoned him. And you know when Vince summoned one of Triple H's pet projects, that Vince was summoning them to basically walk them to the fucking altar and sacrifice them to the fucking uncreative gods of pro wrestling where they banish forever. This guy sat in a broom closet for 7 months. Fight me! Fight me! I think all that ammonia was getting to him. Eventually, it was going to start getting to him. Then they give him, out of the blue, something that fans got excited about for 1 week. They give him the Dark Father. This comic book / cartoonish vignette that they gave him. The Book of the Dark Father. And he was about to feud with Big E. After that, goodbye. Goodbye. They locked that fucking broom closet never to be opened again. Goodbye. Gone. He took the Dark Father shtick. We saw some creepy vignettes, some really cool vignettes. He shows up in Miami on Dynamite 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it may be, and attacked Cody Rhodes on Dynamite in Miami, Florida. Fans went fucking crazy. People, me, everybody in the community. There's the next AEW World Champion. There's the next main event guy. Aleister Black went on to do none of that. None of that. I can't even tell you or remember when his last singles match was in AEW. The only one I remember is Adam Copeland in a steel cage match for the TNT title. One that Aleister Black or Malachi then should have won. I'm assuming the reason why he didn't work singles and the reason that people were running with was, oh, he didn't want to lose. He was very iffy on who he lost to. He was being very selfish. All these things. All these things. I don't think that was it. He was very open and very well documenting that he was hurt. He got acupuncture. He got work on his back. His back was all fucked up. It was to a point where he even, I believe, contemplated retiring. That's how bad his back was. And that's through years and years and years of abuse. They opt to do nothing with him. He exits AEW. He joins WWE legitimately a year to the day. The Friday night after WrestleMania last year, he made his return. We were all excited. He's back home. He's back home. It took them almost 3 months to start getting his wheels going. How do you bring this guy back and not immediately get him involved? How do you bring this guy back and don't have a fucking plan for him? They gave him the old gimmick. They gave him the old fucking entrance. They gave him the old theme. It just wasn't resonating. It wasn't working. Then they start to get him going a little bit. He's wrestling Carmelo Hayes and he's wrestling Sami Zayn, and they're getting him in there with some bigger names. It came to a point where, as of this year, he was pretty regular on the show. He was backstage. He was taunting Sami Zayn. He was whispering to Randy Orton. He was in everybody's business. You saw him standing behind in some of those segments with Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. He was at least a presence on the show. There was a report that Aleister Black was supposed to be the guy that whispered to Randy Orton, was the factor in Randy Orton turning into the diabolical Viper again. That was all going to be Aleister Black's doing. That Aleister Black was going to be the one to convince him to bring out the punt kick and reveal your real self to Cody. Ari Emanuel wanted Pat McAfee. Aleister Black was supposed to wrestle Randy Orton at WrestleMania. If not, Aleister Black was going to be the one to whisper to Randy Orton to bring out the old Viper against Cody Rhodes. Either way you look at it, semi-main event, main event level spot for Aleister Black. He got trumped by Pat McAfee. Ari Emanuel and TKO wanted Pat McAfee in that spot, which the way that I look at it from the outside looking in, didn't go to Aleister Black and theoretically got Aleister Black fired. Because that's what Triple H wanted for him. That was at least the idea. If he went with that idea, it may have been something that saved his job. Ari Emanuel wanted Pat McAfee, and Aleister Black is now out of a job. WWE creative figured, well, if he's not going to factor into that now, it's too little too late. We went on and gave Randy Pat McAfee, and now he's the Viper all over again. We don't need Malachi or Aleister. Goodbye. I'm not the biggest fan of Zelina Vega. I thought the work that Zelina Vega did largely as United States champion was some of the worst that we've seen in that entire women's division. They didn't really do her any favors either. They didn't do anything to really enhance who she is, tell us who she is, what makes her special. They basically gave her the backing theme music for Friday Night SmackDown as her theme music. Nothing about her resonated with the live audience at all. And then they finally started using Zelina to the best of her ability. They paired her with her husband. They made her a manager slash valet, mouthpiece. And the act, the gimmick, worked. She looked the part. She sounded the part. She was evil, just like he was, demonic or black like he was. She played it well. Goodbye. Imagine being Aleister Black. Imagine being Aleister Black, joining the WWE, working your ass off to become a main event guy with hopes and aspirations of finally breaking through, to get to Vince McMahon, to get fucking fired after 7 months of sitting in a fucking broom closet, to go to AEW and do nothing for 4 years, to go back to Triple H because you felt like this place would have been better with Triple H in charge of your creative, only to get fired again 1 year later. You don't hate these people enough. I understand it's a fucking business. But how are you, Triple H, looking at the fucking list of talent to cut, and that man's name is on your fucking lips? Knowing that he came back here instead of going elsewhere where he didn't need you. He came back here because he trusted you. He trusted you. Zoey Stark got released. Let's be real, Zoey Stark didn't really do anything on the main roster. I barely remember anything she did. She was in a faction with Shayna Baszler and, what's her name? Sonya Deville. The only thing I know about Zoey Stark is that Triple H And Shawn Michaels loved Zoey Stark. Zoey Stark was such a bright star in NXT. I mean, they shoved her in your face so vehemently on NXT. It was like, all right, what the fuck does this woman have over everybody else? They eventually called her up to the main roster. They stuck her with Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler. That went nowhere. She settled into a fucking backstage catering role or jobber role. She was a jobber to the rest of the fucking roster until that one faithful night she got injured. I still hear her shrieks in the middle of that ring on that Monday Night Raw. Completely blew out her knee. One of the worst injuries that we saw all year last year. This woman rehabbed. She got surgery. She rehabbed. She's fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. She was even at the fucking Hall of Fame red carpet. All smiles. Do you know, chat, that I read today that Zoey Stark was just given her clearance to return to active in-ring competition? She went 9 months of surgery, training, and rehabilitation to get back to doing the one thing that she loves to do more than anything in this life. And she gets a phone call that probably lasted 90 seconds, wishing her well in her future endeavors. Fired. How fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? You don't hate these people enough. Am I surprised? No. No. The last time they did that, they did it to Carl Anderson. They fired Carl Anderson while he was out injured. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit about anybody. They just did it to Santos Escobar. Out injured. Goodbye. We'll pay for your rehabilitation and your surgery, but we wish you well in your future endeavors. Last, but certainly not least, WWE comes to terms on the release of Kairi Sane. Kairi made her return back to WWE at Crown Jewel, November of 2023. She joined Damage Control with Dakota Kai and Bayley. This is Kairi Sane's second stint with the WWE. The first stint was really exciting. NXT. We got another great Japanese talent like Asuka and Io to join the company. Pirate Princess. She had a great theme. She had a great aura about her, a great entrance. Excellent in the ring. She got let go. She goes and does her shit back in Japan. She comes back to WWE in 2023. She does the whole Damage Control deal. And then she's right back to doing the Kabuki Warriors with Asuka because that's their level of creativity. Do you know what fucking pisses me off the most about this chat? Do you know what pisses me off more than anything out of everything we just discussed here? And this lays right in the lap of Paul Levesque. This goes to show you, if you need a fucking prime example of how clueless this writing team is, if you need a prime example of how fucking awful this writing team is, and how every single fucking one of them should be on this on this list instead of a Black and a Kairi and a Dexter Loomis, Apollo Crews, the Motor City Machine Guns, I would, without a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't even blink, and they'd all be on this list. Every single fucking one of them. Do you want to know how awful they are? They have told a story with Asuka and Kairi Sane for how long, chat? How long has it been exactly? We've been doing this since what? Survivor Series? Asuka, Kairi, Rhea, and her Joshi soulmates. They don't understand why she's with Rhea, How come they're not with them? They're family. Rhea's not family. We've been doing this since Survivor Series. Gotta be. November, December, January. That first Raw in January, they win the tag team titles. Rhea and Io do, right? For some weird reason, there's a women's tag team resurgence in the company this year. Coincidentally, when Tony Khan creates women's tag team championships in AEW, WWE finally wants to get on board with the women's tag team division. January, February, March, April. WrestleMania was last weekend, chat. WrestleMania Sunday housed 6 matches only. WrestleMania Saturday had 7 matches. Well, what was it? 5 matches on, 5 matches on Sunday? 7 on Saturday, 6 on Sunday. No, it was 5, right? 6 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday? Whatever it may be. There was a 1-match differential. There was 1 spot open on Sunday for an extra match. 1. Legitimately last weekend. 6 on Saturday. Okay, so 6 on Sunday, 7 on Saturday. There you go. There's a 1-week differential, chat. You don't think that Triple H, Nick Khan, and all the people that he talks to about creative and everything else that's happening on TV, you don't think that Triple H, Paul Levesque, knew that there were budget cuts coming? The talent certainly didn't know. They had a feeling, they had an intuition, but they didn't know. They didn't know today was going to be release day. You don't think Triple H knew? Kairi wrestled her last match against Io on Monday. On Monday, the Raw after WrestleMania, we were in the middle of a storyline. Rhea Ripley moved over to Friday Night SmackDown. Io's on Monday night. She's going to take care of the Kabuki Warriors issue. Kairi struggling. Do I stay with Asuka? Is Io right? Is Asuka using me? Is Asuka bullying me? Do I go back to Io, who's my real friend, and Asuka is not my real friend? There was a tangible story there. Triple H knew exactly when these budget cuts were happening. Triple H also opted to not give Io, Asuka, and Kairi a payoff. He opted to not give them a payoff at WrestleMania. Instead, we had to sit through Danhausen slop with fucking midgets, John Cena, The Miz, and Kit Wilson. You don't think that man knew these budget cuts were coming? Triple H knew these budget cuts were coming, opted to not give Kairi, Io, and Asuka a payoff at WrestleMania, and now everything that we've had to sit through with Kairi being the centralized figure in this story is now wasted. Wasted. It is wasted. You don't hate them enough. That That is inexcusable. There is no fucking excuse for why the series of events I just documented needed to happen. None. You wasted their time. You wasted our time. And you should have had the payoff at Mania like all three of them deserved. But him, as the leader, failed. Failed. You let this shit play out and waste my fucking time for 6 or 7 months, and then you want to make believe that everything's all right because budget cuts. Motherfucker, I hope that you are actually fired when the time comes. Your day is coming, motherfucker. Your day is coming. There's no more excuses here. There's no more excuses. There's no more excuses for this fucking level of absolute filth. There's no more excuses for how terrible this Friday night show is. There's no more excuses. There is absolutely all fucking every show that we watch seemingly gets worse and worse. Motherfucker, the handcuffs are off. I don't give a fuck. I'm getting in the ring every Monday and every Friday, and I'm boxing like fucking Mike Tyson in his motherfucking prime. I'm holding these people accountable until there is physical, tangible substance in the form of change. Change. These people come back. They come back because you were there. Aleister Black and Kairi Sane specifically. I'm even going to include the Wyatt Six in this because I'm assuming that they felt like Triple H can't do as bad as Vince did with our family. I'm going to include them. These people came back here to work for you. And in the case of Aleister Black, he wasn't even given a fucking chance at all. You let him waste for 5 months out of the 12 he was back. You just started using him this year. How are you going to let a story with Kairi Sane just get up and walk away? Yeah, let's get rid of her. Do you realize the story that you were telling on Monday night? Or was I watching make believe? Now Io and Asuka have a reason to fight. For what reason? The whole reason is the fucking one you got cut here. The one you released. Kairi's going to end up in AEW. Apollo Crews will probably end up on the Indie/Ring of Honor. I don't know where Aleister Black goes. Aleister Black's just better off. At this point, I don't trust Tony Khan. I don't trust Triple H. I'm just going to go out and do my Matt Cardona/Karrion Kross run on the Indies. Zoey Stark is going to kill it on the Indies. If she's ready to go 100% cleared to go, she's going to kill it on the Indies. The Motor City Machine Guns are going to absolutely go to AEW. Where the Wyatt Six go, I have no fucking idea. All I'll say is this in closing. Pro wrestling now, though it may be bad on Monday, Friday, Wednesday seems to be pick and choose who's on TV, bloated roster. Some weeks are good, most weeks are bad. It looks like pro wrestling in 2026, all over the place, is healthy. Pro wrestling on the indies is still thriving at a high level. There are plenty of places to work. All because you got fired from this commercialized, fucking soulless dump that this has turned into. You should be looking at this as a blessing. This place has turned into something that we don't even recognize anymore. There is no heartbeat in this company anymore. There is no soul in this company anymore. That glare, that glimmer in the eye of WWE is fading. It's basically dead. Look at what they did to WrestleMania. The essence, the true essence of WrestleMania is dead. And with that, the company is dead. Financially, they're doing unbelievable. Financially, the people up at the top are making more money than they ever have, ever. But us, the little people, the people that pump money into this fucking demonic, satanic, fucking absolute evil fucking company, the little people, us, we're the ones getting fucked. We're the ones getting fucked every single week. They don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about you. The indies and pro wrestling in 2026, everything is thriving. There is work to be had. There are opportunities to be had. There is a promoter out there that already has these people on the fucking phone. They can't do business until 90 days for the main roster, 30 days for the NXT. Evolve talent. There will be opportunities. Everybody that you heard here, read today on Twitter, get released, they will be fine. They will go and find homes. There is a company that is waiting with open arms for every single one of these people. Multiple opportunities. Kaylee Ray got released. I didn't even fucking put Alba Fire on the list. Kaylee Ray got released. She was as good as dead when Piper Niven went down with injury. Don't know why she didn't stay in NXT. She had something cooking down there, and as soon as they called her up to the main roster, goodbye. As soon as they changed her name to Kaylee Ray, or Alba Fire, goodbye. Done. As soon as they gave her the Alba Fire gimmick, done. The NXT UK run, that was the Kaylee Ray that we knew. This Alba Fire, I don't know what the fuck this was. She's already getting hit up for matches. Dakota Kai just tweeted her, I want Kaylee Ray when the time comes. Bro, everybody's going to be fine. Legitimately, everybody's going to be fine here. Now it's up to you. It's up to you, the fan. And I know this is more difficult for people to actually go out there and do. People say one thing and don't follow up on it. But I'm telling you, if you are a fan of any of these people and you genuinely care about helping them, buy a t-shirt, buy a ticket to see them perform, support them, follow them on social media, show your support in any way that you can. Their life is not over. Their career is not over. In some instances, their career is only beginning. Some of the most exciting shit happens when one chapter closes and a new one begins. There's that palpable excitement. There's that refreshed feeling you get. It's always great to go out there and finally feel free and do whatever the fuck you want. No longer are you held down by fucking people who are absolutely clueless at their job because of one reason or another. Politics getting involved, or we don't have too much TV time, or we got to pump fucking an hour and a half full of ads on a 3-hour show, and we get no opportunities. You don't got to worry about that anymore. You don't. Go out and support. Go out and buy a ticket. Go out and buy a show that these people are performing on. Go out and buy merchandise. You don't hate these people enough. WWE should be fucking ashamed of themselves. And again, I need to reiterate what I mentioned in the beginning of this show. If you're blaming Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro and the rest of TKO, stop. Triple H is the one who makes the decisions on who gets cut, just like Vince McMahon made the decisions on who got cut. TKO gave Nick Khan and Triple H a number that needed to be met, and he made that number by cutting the talent that he chose. Mark Shapiro and Ari Emanuel aren't thinking about Kairi Sane and Apollo Crews and fucking Alba Fire. Get with the fucking program. These decisions were made by one person and one person only with the help of another person, Nick Khan and Triple H. Direct your anger at him. We can blame TKO for a lot of shit, especially what we got at WrestleMania. But shit like this on the week to week, you know who to blame, and it ain't Ari Emanuel. We're going to get into this show tonight. I want to thank you guys for joining me here on Friday night. We have 4,600 people in here. Who cares? They cut bums. Goodbye. Suck my dick. DJ MPTV. Get the fuck out. You fucking bum. Hit me up on Instagram so I know how to block you and when to block you, you fucking retard. Get out. Oh, Ricardo, you got a problem too? Oh, we finally get to the show. You got a fucking problem, Ricardo. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Ricardo. You got a fucking problem? Let me see you go fucking limp and silent now, Ricardo. Say another word, Ricardo. I dare you. I dare you. Say another word. I'll get started when I want to get fucking started. Who are you, my fucking editor? My live stream agent, Ricardo? Yeah, like I thought. Pussy. Get him out. I see Issa in the chat. I just want to say, I love Issa. We were in I was in Vegas for a day and a half. I'm sorry I didn't see you for at least 3 drinks. I just want to say I'm proud of Issa. Congratulations to Issa. You got a lot of interviews this week in Vegas. Living the life. So if you guys are not subscribed to Issa or following the resident NYC Demon Diva, go and support and go check her out, please. One of the few people that I actually like in this godforsaken community. There you go. You know, I have some hot tea here, Ricardo. Do you mind, Ricardo? I'm going to take a sip of my nice hot tea, being that I just ranted for an hour and a fucking half. It's still hot. It's been sitting here since 11:20. It's still hot. Piping hot. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go and check out all the great content on the channel. We uploaded a video yesterday in regards to Pat McAfee. You know, Pat pulled out. Get your mind out of the gutter. Pat pulled out of all creative post WrestleMania. It's too little, too late, McAfee. It's too little, too late. Go check that out. We were live on Wednesday for Wednesday night's Dynamite. I gave you my in-depth explanation as to why I think Darby Allin is the world champion fucking sucks. Tuesday Night Titans is nearing 50,000 views. It's the norm on Tuesday. Go check that out. We talked all things WrestleMania. And then the Raw after Mania, we did big numbers. Go check that out. Really appreciate it. Also, hit that thumbs up down below. We are at 1,000 likes. I'd love to get to 1,500. And super chats are open. Get them on in. We're going to hang out at the end of the show. Any questions, comments, concerns? That's where I'll be. So get them on in. And tonight, we are sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. You're going to buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold and get the third month for free. It's Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD. Make sure you guys go hit them up. Great friend and a great sponsor right here on Off the Script. And also, I can't forget, man, because we got some new people listening. We got some new t-shirts out. Unapologetically authentic. Sounds about right after the fucking last 2 weeks that we've had. I wish there was something that I don't have to rant about, but unfortunately, duty calls. Unapologetically authentic, now available on fourthwall.com. Go and check that out. New storefront, new merch, and new merch still coming. Link is down below in the description. Go and check that out. Another great way to support the podcast is buying some t-shirts. Shout out to my guy Sal Rex who made that design. We're doing pretty fucking well with it. Go and check it out. Yeah, Ricardo didn't say anything, right? Ricardo disappeared, right? Like a pussy. Figures. People tell me to get on with the show and move on with the show, and the intro's too long, and this and that. Motherfucker, shut your fucking mouth. It's my show. I'll do what I want with it. You want something else? Go watch somebody else who's streaming in their fucking bedroom with their Soul Funko Pop behind them and their fucking $3 curtain from IKEA. Fucking geek. Sitting here in front of a $15,000 fucking graphic made by actual talented fucking people. Get off my balls and go watch somebody else. Do not give a fuck. SmackDown. Let's get on with this show here. Being that we talked enough about the releases, we start things off with the Bloodline. Jacob Fatu. He was on Monday night and he confronted Roman Reigns. Everybody's excited about a Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns match at Backlash. Should be good. Roman ain't losing the title, but it should be good. What is WWE going to do to make the Bloodline stuff really different? Only time will tell. Fatu walks on out. He's in the middle of the ring. He said Monday he told Roman Reigns he wanted him and that he needs his title. He says he looked him right in the eye and told him that he isn't ready. He said Roman is right. He says he's been hearing that his whole life from his friends, his family, telling him he's not good enough or the time wasn't right. He says, I'm going to keep it 100. If Roman says that I'm not ready, then step into this ring and prove it. The Usos come on out. It's just us, Us. They get in the ring. Jimmy is the one to speak to Jacob here. He said they heard him Monday about how he wants to level up his house, put his kids through better school, and he wants to get that big money. Jimmy says, listen, I agree with you. He said he can have all that and more with the OTC. He said Cody Rhodes went through hell at WrestleMania. He said QB1 went through hell, and he's limping, and he's ready to fumble, and then it'll be Jacob's ball. So basically, he's saying, go after Cody, win the title, get everything you want, but Roman, you could still get all that. Just join us. He says he'll eat and level up and learn. That's the play we're running. He told him not to listen to the fans and join the family. He goes on to say, none of these fools are going to give you the lifestyle you're asking for. I found that to be a little weird. That's a very heel-like thing to say. Jimmy's calling the fans fools. Is that a tease or an Easter egg about the Bloodline turning heel? Jay speaks and says it's too late because he stepped up and opened his mouth, and he's now in the deep end. We're going to see if you can swim in the deep end, Oos. He told him to step up to Roman and look him in the eye and get ready for war. Solo Sikoa's music hits. He walks on out with the MFTs minus Tala Tonga. A lot of people were thinking that because Tala Tonga wasn't out there, that he was also on the list of people that they cut. I don't think that's the case at all. Solo said they are lying to him. He reminded him that he brought him to WWE. He asked what the Usos were going to teach him. Are you going to teach him how to eat? He told them not to listen to the Usos. He said if he wants to beat Roman and beat champion, he should join the MFTs. He says he won't join Roman alone. He'll need an army. He says he needs an army. He has an army. Tama Tonga yanked the microphone out of Solo's hands, and we all thought that he was going to scold Solo Sikoa. Solo looked at him with this, what the fuck are you doing look? Fatu X Solo, Tama Tonga rather, said to Solo in regards to Fatu, why are we here wasting our time dealing with this? He points to Jacob. He is a lost cause. He asks if he thinks he can beat Roman. This guy thinks he can beat Roman. He can't even beat you. Now, I don't know if that's Tama Tonga trying to remain peaceful with Solo or throw Solo under the bus. I'm going to take the latter there. So we challenge him to a one-on-one match. He says he's all gas, no brakes. Yada mean. Solo smiled and agreed to have a match in the main event with Jacob Fatu. I'm not really getting anything different here, chat. 1 week after we got out of WrestleMania, Jacob Fatu challenges Roman Reigns. We got the similar feeling of Usos backing Roman and Roman speaking to Jacob saying, I don't know if the weight of the championship is going to be a problem for you or not. You can beat me and be the champion, and then the weight of the title is going to really showcase itself, or you lose and then you acknowledge me. Meaning what per se? When Roman says that, that means he joins the bloodline and gets in line with Roman and follows Roman. That was very similar to what we got for 4 years. He did that to Jimmy. He did that to Jay. Now here on Friday, we got Solo Sikoa out here claiming, I brought you into the WWE. You were my family before they were your family. You're better off with me and not them. The Usos are claiming, well, Cody Rhodes is limping and he's hurt and he's down and out. Go after him. Don't go after the OTC. You can join us and we'll give you everything you want because we're family. But Oos, you're making a mistake. I don't get a sense that anything is new, and I can't really get past that. Because that was the one thing that I asked for coming out of Monday. How are you going to make this family dynamic different? Chat, by the end of this show, they didn't care to do different. They basically wanted to do the same thing the Bloodline's done for the last 5 years. End the show by putting someone through a fucking table. We're going to need to change this up and do something different fast. Otherwise, people are going to get very bored of this Bloodline story and whatever the Usos and Roman are doing. Kathy Kelly interviewed Kiana James and Giulia backstage. This was about Giulia's match later against Tiffany Stratton. U.S. title was on the line. Giulia said it's the SmackDown after WrestleMania, not WrestleMania. Thank you, Giulia. James said Giulia is saying that they are both upset about the lack of respect, not including them at WrestleMania. Yes, because we needed extra Snickers commercials and Chumba Casino commercials with Tiffany Stratton and Drew McIntyre, and we needed Danhausen dancing around with a bunch of midgets. She said she used her best negotiating skills as if Giulia didn't believe it and blamed her. James told Kathy Kelly that they don't bicker except when Kelly is around, and she asks stupid questions. Kathy Kelly felt like Kiana just delivered a stray bullet to her and threw her under the bus. United States title. Tiffany Stratton goes one-on-one against Giulia. This match went 8 minutes. Pick it up after the commercial break. Tiffany was on the defensive. She starts making a babyface comeback. She hits a springboard cartwheel and a stunner for a near fall. She goes up to the top rope. Giulia knocks her down and delivers a beautiful avalanche butterfly suplex. Giulia goes for a cover. She only gets a 2 count. Giulia then starts headbutting Tiffany. She tried for a big slam. Tiffany reverses it. Stratton looked for a running attack, but Kiana on the outside grabbed Tiffany's leg under the rope. Giulia ran at Tiffany. Tiffany moved out of the way, and Giulia ended up hitting Kiana James by accident instead. So Tiffany looked for a prettiest moonsault ever. Giulia caught her in off the top rope. This was very nice, actually. Giulia caught her on the way down in a Rings of Saturn. So she's got this Rings of Saturn applied. Tiffany countered into a pinfall attempt. Giulia kicked out. Giulia then gets back up, blasted Tiffany with the Arrivederci knee. She sets her up for a Northern Lights bomb. Stratton slips out. She delivers an Alabama slam to Giulia. She goes to the top rope. Prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3. And Tiffany Stratton is now the new Women's United States champion. You know, I don't want to be one of those people. I just have a funny feeling. I legitimately have a funny feeling. I hope I'm wrong. They took the belt off Giulia. It crossed my mind that they took the belt off Giulia because they're going to end up releasing Giulia. I honestly think they've given up on Giulia. For whatever reason. Giulia is great. She's got a bubbly personality. If you really tap into it, she's fucking beautiful. I don't know. I just have this feeling that she's going to be one of those to get cut. I hope I'm wrong. There's no way you can cut someone, because they cut Kairi and they cut Aleister and they cut the rest of them. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I hope I'm wrong. Giulia's second run as United States champion was a lot better than the first. A lot better. They still haven't nailed down who she is, and they haven't gotten her to a point where the fans resonate with Giulia. Maybe with all the reshuffling, because they released Kairi. Maybe Giulia ends up on Raw, and Giulia ends up with Asuka. Maybe. That's just wishful thinking. We'll see what happens. Because Kairi's now gone, Asuka's going to need some backup. And obviously, with the connection there to Stardom and Japan and the whole Joshi thing, Giulia could slide in on Monday night, feud with Io. We'll see what happens. Tiffany Stratton's the new Women's United States Champion. And she is back in a championship role. She didn't get that WrestleMania match. They waited for the SmackDown after Mania. They went 8 minutes. We'll see what they do with Tiffany. I doubt it's going to be anything groundbreaking at all. I'm tired of her babyface shtick. I think Tiffany works better as a heel. We'll see what happens. You're going to need a division for her to wrestle in. Hopefully, WWE stacks this division. They've already started to do that. We're going to need to get that going ASAP. Paige and Brie Bella celebrate their women's tag team title win. They didn't do anything on Raw. They were sitting in the front row and they got the NXT hello treatment. So they're here on Friday Night SmackDown and we get them in the ring. Brie comes on out. Paige comes on out. Brie said it felt incredible to stand in the ring to be a champion. She noted that while it was a shame she couldn't win it alongside Nikki, her sister, she was more than happy to take the gold alongside a good friend, a lifelong friend, in Paige. Brie then welcomed Paige back to WWE. Paige spoke and talked about how hectic a week it's been. She said she's lost her voice. She's not the only one. When Brie gave her the call to tag with her at WrestleMania, Paige said that she was more than happy to answer. She also noted that it was a rough road to get back here, but she was happy to be back home. She and Brie stood against the best competitors in the world, but SmackDown was still Paige's house. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss show up and they interrupt this promo. Charlotte says, by saying she could speak for her and Bliss in welcoming Paige back, but the return had something that belonged to them, the women's tag team titles. Flair and Bliss had been working so long to get them back, so Charlotte suggested that if Paige wanted to prove she was the best, she and Brie would defend those women's tag team titles against her and Bliss. So they accepted the challenge, and we got a women's tag team championship match here that basically went nowhere. They did this match to forward the closing angle of this match. So Bliss hit Brie with a drop kick. She tags in Charlotte. She chops away at Brie Bella. She then hits a fallaway slam. She kips up. Charlotte takes out Brie with a big kick to the face. This gave Brie an opening for a tag. However, before we could get a tag, Jayne from NXT pulled Paige off the apron. The rest of Fatal Influence attack. So Fallon, Henley, and Lainey Reid are out there, and they lay waste to everybody. So we got Fatal Influence causing a no contest in this women's tag team title match. Not much of a match. This was the way that WWE thought it would be best to introduce Jayne, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reid. All three of Fatal Influence. I guess that does a little bolstering to the women's roster on Friday night. You weren't just going to call up Jayne. You were going to call up all three of them. And I'm glad that they did. Lainey Reid is the newest of the Fatal Influence members. Fallon Henley's been down there forever. She's been down there as long as Jayne has. So it's nice to see all three of them get called up in Fatal Influence, still getting the run as a group. I thought this was a very good way to introduce the group by attacking all four of these legends. You want to make an impact? You go right for the fucking kill. You go right for the top. I had no problem with them introducing them in this situation. Cody Rhodes. There was no Randy Orton on this show. Cody Rhodes is out here all black eye and all, He's about to address the WWE Universe. We talked so much about the main event of night one and how bad it was and the confusion that it caused. Cody comes out here. He asked everybody usually. He says, what do you want to talk about? Said he wanted to talk about how he left WrestleMania battered, half-conscious, and bloodied. Yet he decided to walk up the long ramp at the stadium all by himself. He said he felt it was the job of WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, to do that. He says he always gets back up, and that's his superpower amongst all the newcomers. He said the moment you see him take a side ramp or the loser's lane, as we lovingly call it, it means the run is over. He says he wanted to send a message at WrestleMania that he would get stitches and staples and send the message to Randy Orton. He said Orton was not there. He said everything Orton taught him is what it took to beat him. He said Orton gave him his best shot, a punt to the face, and he's still standing. He says he had a message for a sarcastic and condescending Sami Zayn, who said everything goes well for him because he's the golden boy. He says he showed up at WrestleMania wearing all gold to show that he, his family, and his fans are all gold. He said the most important message he wanted to send was to the outside forces who gets involved in his WrestleMania plans every single year. He says they are 0-3, so send your best or count your money and mind your damn business. Are we still running with the TKO narrative? Are we? Bro, that's over. We don't need to mention that anymore. We got another 350 some odd days till the next WrestleMania. Don't worry about how TKO is going to fuck you over. They're going to fuck you over when there's 4 weeks to go till WrestleMania 43. Don't worry about it now. It's over. We're trying to heal. We're trying to cleanse ourselves from Pat McAfee and that absolutely terrible night one. Why are you saying something in this promo that's going to remind us about how awful everything went down? Unless you are about to give me The Rock coming on out and him being the one who tried to fuck your plans up this year, I don't want you to mention another fucking thing about it. Ari Emanuel doesn't give a shit. Mark Shapiro doesn't give a shit. TKO and the board of directors don't give a shit. They don't care. Stop it. He says it's the first SmackDown after WrestleMania. He said he's holding the richest prize in the sport. It's easy to find him, whether you are from NXT, Monday Night Raw, or Friday Night SmackDown. He says he's there and he's easy to find. Easy to find and hard to beat. This was a very good promo. The fans seemingly welcomed babyface Cody Rhodes and were behind babyface Cody Rhodes. He was intense here. He's angry. He's filled with emotion. He obviously feels wronged. No matter what you hear him say, sure, it's a promo on a SmackDown. That is a typical Cody Rhodes promo. But everything that he mentioned here, especially that last part where he says they are 0-3, so send your best or shut up, mind your business, and count your money. That's how he legitimately feels. Because it is a little ridiculous. First, it was The Rock. Then it was Travis Scott. Now it's Pat McAfee. 0-3. Solo Sikoa was backstage. He told Jeff Cobb, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa not to mess it up and bring those tag team titles back to the family. Tama Tonga then asked, what about Jacob? Solo says he plans to show him that without them, he can't beat Roman. Tag team title match here. With what division, you ask? It's a good question. R-Truth and Damian Priest against Tama Tonga and Jeff Cobb for the tag team titles. This went 8 minutes. Not much here. Very disinterested in the overall tag team situation on both shows. They need some dire help. The division is, I don't want to say completely dead, but it's as close to dead as dead could be. Jacy, Mateo, and Tama Tonga are taking out Priest, double team. Jeff Cobb threw Priest into the corner. Tama Tonga went down with a big shot from Priest. Big lariat to Jeff Cobb. Hot tag to Truth, who does John Cena's "You Can't See Me." Tonga lower distracted the referee. Tama Tonga ran in, hits R-Truth with a big spinning neck breaker behind the referee's back. Priest broke up the count barely. He and Truth hit their tag team finish on Jeff Cobb. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest and R-Truth retain the tag team titles. It was a tag team title match, chat, that was just there. Don't know what you really want me to say there. Trick Willie. He's got a celebration for winning the United States Championship. Unfortunately, though, Lil Yachty is still with Trick Williams. So we got Lil Yachty and the Gingerbread Man. Yes, the Gingerbread Man from last week returned. They made their way to the ring. Williams stated that Lil Yachty, or to Lil Yachty, that the people were excited to celebrate with the new United States champion. So, Lil Yachty, Trick, and the Gingerbread Man in the ring, they compared themselves to celebrities who had a talent and a leader behind the talent. So basically, Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones, Mike Tyson and Don King, Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson. So Lil Yachty is claiming that in this situation, Trick Williams is Michael Jackson, he's Quincy Jones. Trick Williams is Mike Tyson, he's Don King. And Trick Williams is Michael Jordan, and he's Phil Jackson. On what planet, chat, are we going to label Lil Yachty a Phil Jackson? The only person in WWE that I would label Phil Jackson, making that type of comparison, would be Paul Heyman. There is nobody else. And if there is somebody else, they are on a completely different fucking planet. Far, far away. So, the one positive in this is that they said the open challenges are done. No more open challenges. You want a title shot? You got to get to Trick and show him that you earn it. He's the main event. He's going to make the title main event. Great. Open challenges are done. No more open challenges. They were lame. They beat them into the ground. It was a concept that was fucking just completely overused. Everybody does it. Get rid of it. So goodbye. Trick says, no more free handouts to jabronis. Said if you want a free handout, go find a clinic. So, the negative is that Lil Yachty is going to be on TV with Trick Williams every week. He's going to be Trick Williams' manager, mouthpiece, mic guy. So, Yachty starts throwing cash. Pyro starts going off. There's streamers in the ring and balloons in the ring. the gingerbread man attacked Lil Yachty with his candy cane stick and then revealed himself as Sami Zayn. He punched away at Trick. Fans are booing him. He delivered a gingerbread haluva. He danced a little bit. Fans are booing him. He's dancing and mocking Trick. He's smiling. And that's the way this segment came to a close. So, we're going into Backlash potentially with Trick Williams and Sami Zayn once again for the United States title. This was after Sami Zayn lost clean at WrestleMania in 7 minutes. We're going right back to Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. I don't know. Don't you think Carmelo Hayes should be first in line for the United States Championship? At least the gingerbread man shtick is now dead. No more open challenges, but we got to see Lil Yachty every single week. Royce Keys, he's backstage admiring his Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. He's probably wondering, why does this thing look so ugly? Kathy Kelly interviewed Royce Keys. He says it's been an emotional debut the last few weeks. He says he's just getting started and he's taking everything he wants. In walks Solo, who mocked, applauded him. No, not Solo Monster, Solo Sikoa. He said Tall Tonga isn't happy with him. I gave him the night off. He told him there's always a place for one more member in his family. We got these vignettes throughout the night. And I hate that I'm going to say this, but I actually found them to be quite entertaining. I always have a soft spot for when WWE wants to film material at so-and-so's home or recreate a home setting in which there's a promo or an interaction between two performers. They showed Danhausen knocking on Miz's front door. Miz answered the door and nobody was there. He looked confused. He turned around. There was a camera inside his house. All of a sudden, we pan a little bit to the right. He turns around. He closes the door. He sees Danhausen standing behind him. Danhausen suddenly went from outside to inside. It's magic, you see. He's a magician. Miz yelled at him to get out of his house. Miz is scolding Danhausen as he's walking around the house, ignoring everything. Danhausen all of a sudden disappears again and suddenly ends up in Miz's pool. He went outside. Danhausen said he found him by looking at a guide of houses of the stars. Miz then tried to get Danhausen out of the pool. He leaps at Danhausen. Danhausen moved. Miz goes face first into his pool. Full clothes on. We then pick up the next segment. Danhausen is now inside the home. And apparently Miz has one of them virtual golf screens in his home somewhere. He practices his tee shot. So Danhausen has a golf club. He's completely not playing golf the way that it's intended to be played. He hits Miz with the golf club, and Miz goes down on the AstroTurf. So Danhausen turns around, and he notices a trophy case of championship belts, and he notices a Slammy Award. He picks up the Slammy Award, and the bottom base of the Slammy Award falls off and hits Miz as it rolls into the Miz. So he picks up the Slammy Award. He walks off with the Slammy Award. He walks through the dining room, through the living room, and out the front door. He walks out the front door. he sees Maurice coming on into the house. Maurice sees Danhausen. Danhausen sees Maurice. She's like, you. And Danhausen's like doing the whole Danhausen shtick. Miz comes up from behind Danhausen, has a bowl of cocoa powder, throws it at Danhausen. Danhausen disappears. He accidentally hits his wife and covers her with cocoa powder. Danhausen takes the slammy, steals one of Miz's daughter's bikes, and drives away. Or rides away, I should say, with the trophy on the bike. Yes, I understand that Danhausen is cheesy. And yes, this largely takes up more television time than anything else on the show. This was legitimately the 7th match for night 2 of WrestleMania. A Danhausen, Miz, Kit Wilson, and John Cena segment with midgets. Again, like I said, I have a soft spot for when they go to a quote-unquote home setting. I thought this was entertaining. Now, the match itself, this is where I draw the line. Miz wrestled Danhausen. This went 2 minutes. So the Miz has got offense on Danhausen. So he stomps away at Danhausen. Danhausen's on the mat. He sits up like the Undertaker. He does, "You are cursed." 2 pyro streams on the apron go poof. Miz is on the ropes. He falls backwards. Danhausen rolls up the Miz. 1, 2, 3. Danhausen beats the Miz in 2 minutes. Danhausen threw a smoke bomb. He didn't disappear. He then leapt out of the ring. He goes to crawl underneath the ring. Miz chased Danhausen on the other side of the ring, but accidentally kicked Kit Wilson instead. Danhausen gets in his coffin-like vehicle and rides away. You know, they released Aleister Black. They released Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, and the Motor City Machine Guns, along with the rest of the Wyatt Six, for this. You believe that? I do. I guess Danhausen's the new Undertaker, huh? Blake Monroe. I'm excited about this one. The fact that we get to look at Blake Monroe every Friday. We finally have a reason to watch Friday Night SmackDown, chat. Blake Monroe is coming soon as she gets a coming soon vignette. I guess they were so over-emotional with releases today that they couldn't get Blake Monroe on the show today. We had to get 15 minutes of fucking Danhausen. Rhea Ripley. She made her way out. She's the new women's world champion, you know. She said, if anybody wants to challenge her, now's your shot. It's basically what she said. She didn't really say much of anything. She beat Jade. Jade's not here. Jade put her to the test. She wrestled very well. She's the new sheriff in town, and you want a shot? It's anybody's game. Fatal Influence for a second time here. Walk on out. Jacy Jayne is getting pelted, bombarded, drowned out with booze. Now, I don't know what WWE was going for here. Nobody in the front row was making any motion or any sounds or any body movement whatsoever. But apparently people that were in attendance said that it got so loud in the arena that nobody could hear Jacy Jayne speak until Rhea Ripley spoke, because everybody wants to listen to Rhea Ripley, but nobody wanted to listen to Jacy Jayne. Part of me wants to say that the crowd was really loud, but not as loud as WWE presented it to be. That it was loud, but the way that we heard it on television, man, did it sound piped in. It legitimately sounded piped in. I'm not saying all of it was piped in. I'm saying that it sounded extra loud on top of what you guys were probably doing in the arena. Now, if it's mostly legit heat, that's fucking great. Because, Jesus Christ, the women's division could use someone with that level of heat and someone that they just don't like, genuinely. And I'll be honest with you, man. I have not been a Jacy Jayne fan. I didn't get it. 3-4 years ago, I didn't get it. I didn't really get it when they took the title off Stephanie Vacquer to put it on Jacy Jayne. Every time I watch Jacy Jayne, she's gotten a little bit better. She's gotten a little bit more experience. Just from a viewer to a performer and just watching her. The one thing I like about Jacy Jayne, and I say this about everybody, and this is where I really get a lot of respect or gain a lot of respect for someone like that. Jacy goes out there and she doesn't give a shit. Like, Jacy goes out there and fucking throws herself around. She beats herself up. She makes it look legit. And she wrestles like one of the fucking guys. So I'm going to become a fan of Jacy if this is the way she's going to showcase herself on Friday night. Now, I don't know much about Lainey Reid. I don't really know much at all about Lainey Reid. Fallon Henley's all right. But it goes in order from top to bottom. Jacy, Fallon, and then Lainey. From best to worst. This was easily the best thing on the show. Easily the best thing on the show. I thought Jacy did fucking great tonight against Rhea Ripley. And the fact that she's wrestling Rhea Ripley in her first match, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, JD, she lost. She got her riptide, and she lost her debut match. Okay. She's in there with the women's WWE champion. She's in there with the WWE Women's Champion. How could you look at that as a bad thing? They threw her to Rhea Ripley on night 1. She's got Charlotte Flair next week. That says that they love their Jacy Jayne. This was easily the best thing on the show. I thought this was a great match. I could have watched it go another 10 minutes. It went 10, 11 minutes. If this is going to be the way that we get Jacy Jayne, Rhea Ripley's got some solid competition in the form of Jacy for the Women's Championship. And if she gets that level of heat every single fucking week, man, oh man, you're fucking cooking at that point. People are fucking begging for that type of reaction. This was excellent. For a TV match, this was very good. Very happy with what I got here. And hopefully this can continue going into next week because, like I said, she's got Charlotte Flair. We got this match. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Jayne is in control. Neck breaker on Ripley. Goes for a 2 count. Ripley got back in control. Big kick right to Jacy's face. Consecutive clotheslines. Another kick. A big drop kick. Ripley picks up Jacy for a razor's edge. She managed to slip out. Ripley went for a forearm shot. She was hit with a big knee right to the face by Jacy. She goes for a cover. She gets a 2 count. Jacy misses a big discus lariat. Ripley gets her with a big boot right on the face. She goes up top. Jacy uses the ropes to trip her up. She crouches Rhea on the top rope. She gets in position for a superplex. Ripley escaped. She hits a big kick. She tries for an electric chair. Jacy reversed it into a roll-up. Rhea Ripley back with the razor's edge, followed up with a big running knee strike for a 2 count. Ripley then wanted the prism trap. Jacy countered it. Ripley headbutted Jayne. Looked like she was going to hit the riptide. All of a sudden, Fatal Influence got involved and caused a DQ finish. Jacy loses by DQ because Fatal Influence attacked Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley won the match. After the match, Jayne, Lainey, Reid, and Fallon Henley laid out in a 3-on-1 attack, laid out the Women's World Champion. This was good. It's the right way to book a new talent. Now, Jayne is mixing it up with the top talent. It's going to be interesting to see what WWE thinks of and presents, how they present Blake Monroe. Because I could absolutely see her and Rhea Ripley going at it for the Women's Championship. It's going to be interesting to see what Triple H, because the one thing I will say good about Triple H is that he's got an eye for presentation. He's always been great with that. Blake Monroe's got a great presentation on NXT. It's going to be interesting to see how Triple H kind of tweaks that on the main roster. Rhea Ripley wins by DQ. After this match was over, backstage, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they were in the trainer's room being attended to, and they were complaining about Fatal Influence and their interference earlier in their tag team title match. Rhea Ripley walked in and looked at Charlotte Flair and said, "Do we have a problem?" Flair was very defensive and said, "No, I'm going to go take care of Jacy next week, unlike some people in this room." She directed that at Ripley, not at Alexa. And Bliss said, "Don't worry, that's just her being her." So outside Blake Monroe and Fatal Influence, we got 4 call-ups from the women's division down in NXT to SmackDown. The one sole male performer that we got is Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints is getting called up to Friday Night SmackDown. He's officially on Friday night. There was a rumor that Ricky Saints might have to stay back because the CW doesn't want all the veteran guys to get called up at the same time, and they wanted some of that veteran presence still to remain on Tuesday nights because they feel like the show's going to suffer if they get called up all at the same time. You can't blame that on Ricky Saints. You can't stifle Ricky Saints' growth. You can't stop him getting called up, all because CW wants to maintain 600,000 viewers on Tuesday night. That's the job of management. That's the job of Shawn Michaels, to create somebody big enough to fill Ricky Saints' spot. You call that man up. How long are you going to wait? Why wait when he's main roster ready yesterday? He was main roster ready the day he showed up. I'm glad they're calling him up. Much needed call up, and he's going to add a lot to whichever brand he's on. Main event. I don't really care about this. You know, I love Jacob Fatu, but they didn't do anything here to show me that this is going to be any different with the family. And this was the one thing that I wanted coming out of Monday. Give me something different. Give me something new. Instead of, you can't beat Roman. Acknowledge Roman. Solo wants Jacob in his family because at that point they feel like they could beat Roman. Bro, you got to give me something different. Everything that we got with these guys tonight, everything we got with the Samoans, we've seen 1,000 times before. The match itself was fine. The match itself was all right. There was nothing overly special about the match, but Solo Sikoa is decent. He's gotten a lot better. He's got a character to him. He's got a lot of bravado in the ring. He likes to talk trash, which is great because it makes his matches highly entertaining. And then you got Jacob Fatu, who's fucking awesome. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. And when you let him go and he's just completely unleashed, Jacob Fatu is fucking great. But man, do they have to do something different with the fucking family. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know where they're going to go. They got to do something completely fucking different here. Otherwise, we're going to be back in the same boat that we were 4 years ago, and Roman's going to run all through Monday night with the Usos backing him up, and there's going to be nothing but who's going to acknowledge me, and the Usos are going to be playing to Roman's whole act as fucking puppets. Nobody wants to see this. You got to give me something else. I need something new. So this match went, I don't know, this match, 13 minutes or so? We'll pick it up at the end because that's exactly the only part here that really matters. So the Usos tried to get involved. Jacob Fatu told the Usos before he went out there, I don't need your help. The Usos wanted to be out there because Jimmy and Jay told Jacob, the MFT Solo's absolutely going to get involved. And we'll help you out there if you need help. And Jacob Fatu was like, no, I don't need your help. I'm going to go out there and do this on my own. So, like I said, this match goes 13 minutes or so. We get to the end of the match. And the Usos are out there. They're just looking. They're looking on from the aisleway. Fatu's up top. Mateo pushed him off. Solo rolled up Fatu. Fatu took out the MFT's interference outside with a big suicide dive. Solo used this distraction, did a beautiful spinning solo. Diving Uso splash from the top rope. Fatu kicked out. Solo looked for a Samoan spike. Fatu responded with a super kick. Pop-up Samoan. Mighty moonsault. And that was it. He gets the victory over Solo Sikoa. Post-match. Jeff Cobb, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. They attack Fatu. 3-on-1. The Usos, they want to get involved, but they don't. Fatu didn't need it. He takes the MFTs. He starts beating them up with steel chairs to the midsection and across the back. Midsection, then across the back. Then he puts the chairs around the necks of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, or Jacy Mateo, in the corners. So he does 2 running Uso splashes in the corner. They look awful, by the way, because if he hit them legitimately, they'd be fucking dead. So he's got one chair wrapped around Jacy Mateo. He's got the other chair wrapped around Tama Tonga. Back and forth, pillar to post. He does the big splash in the corner. So Tonga Loa eats a suicide dive. Fatu puts him through a table, puts him through the commentary table, laid him out. He jumps off the timekeeper's area, and he does a big splash through Tonga Loa through the table on the outside. How many times did we see SmackDown go off the air with the Samoan family, MFTs, the Bloodline, destroying the announce table by putting someone through it? The show ended with Fatu staring on the Usos. They were on the apron. They were laughing that Fatu took all these guys out. Solo is on the outside. He can't believe that Fatu took out his entire family, 3 against 1. Fatu said, I'll see you and I'll see Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. The only thing that this accomplished was make Jacob Fatu a legitimate threat to Roman Reigns and the World Heavyweight Championship. Because if Roman said on Monday, you don't deserve it. Can you beat me? Sure, you could beat me, but then he's talking about the weight of the championship. Is it going to be too much for Jacob? Roman doesn't think Jacob could beat him. Jacob thinks he could beat Roman. The Usos don't think Jacob could beat Roman. Jacob showed the Usos he could beat Roman. He just took out the MFTs 3-on-1. That's what this was used for, to make Jacob Fatu a legitimate threat to the World Heavyweight Championship. To give him a shot in the dark. To prove to Roman, I could do it. I just took out the rest of your fucking family. I think I earn a shot. I think I could do it. Outside that, nothing was different. Same old shit. Same old Bloodline ending to SmackDown, putting someone through a table. It's tough to get invested when it's the same thing. Same thing. Nobody's going to be watching the show to see how this wraps up next week. We've seen this for 4 straight years, bro. You got to give me something new. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you did enjoy today's stream, I would really appreciate it. I know we had a lot of discussion on the releases. Thank God the releases happened. There wouldn't be much to talk about. There wouldn't be much to talk about. If you did enjoy today's video, leave a comment down below, leave a thumbs up, and sound off. Let me know what you thought of Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to get into these super chats in just a little bit. But quickly, I want to shout out my sponsor for tonight's show, Blue Chew. We love some Blue Chew, man. Blue Chew is a great friend of the show. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys go and check Blue Chew for Blue Chew Gold. WrestleMania season is come and gone, chat. We're now heading into the spring and summer months. Usually there's this overwhelming lull. No effort. Cruise control. Very safe. WWE doesn't really ramp it up till SummerSlam. Autopilot mode until August. You don't want to be that way in the bedroom. Let's be real. You don't want any of those feelings to carry over into the bedroom. No effort, low energy, autopilot. You're just there. Your body feels there, but your mind is not there. You're not into it. That's where Blue Chew comes in, man. Nobody wants it to feel that way. We've all had those moments where you may be ready physically, but mentally, you're overthinking everything, timing, distractions, the pressure. You're not fully locked in. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew Gold is built different. It's not just about blood flow. It's designed to help with arousal as well. So your mind and your body are actually on the same page. Because let's be real, getting ready and being ready are two completely different things. Blue Chew Gold combines ingredients and performance and mental connection. So you're not out there second guessing like it's your first match back in 6 months. You're confident, you're focused, and you are in control. It's time for less thinking and more doing. So if you're thinking about stepping up your game and bringing that main event energy when it counts, I want you guys to discover your options at BlueChew.com. We got a special deal for our listeners tonight. You buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, and you get that third for free with promo code JD. That's right, 2 months of Blue Chew Gold. You get the third one for free. Code JD at checkout. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And as always, I want to thank them for being here as a great friend and a sponsor right here on the SmackDown Post on Off the Script. Nothing like some hot herbal tea with honey. I've been drinking more tea than coffee lately. Well, that's not true. I had three lattes today. But man, the rigorous work schedule, bro. The fact that I've strained my voice talking about these shows and how awful they've been, how animated I've gotten. The House of Glory commentary last Thursday in Vegas. Oh, my goodness. By the way, House of Glory uploaded Amazing Red vs. Bandito, Zilla Fatu versus Brody King, and the Hardys versus the Good Brothers versus Jay Lion and Midas Black main event. All three of those big-time main events from Las Vegas last Thursday, they uploaded to the YouTube channel. I would appreciate you go and support me and the Solid Monster on commentary and support the great talent over in House of Glory. Go watch those 3 matches, man. Really well worth your time. Excellent stuff there. I enjoyed the shit out of it, man. Go check it out. You guys killed it with the super chats tonight, man. Thank you very much. Before we listen, I want to start this song over. We got a bomb in here. I didn't really. We got a $100 super chat from my guy, Lorgasmic. Thank you for speaking the truth, JD. Thanks to TKO, a lot of the IWC has regressed back to everything good is Triple H and everything bad is someone else. Ari, Rock, Road Dogg. Some say night 1 was booked by TKO and night 2 was booked by Triple H. As of the last 2 years, never happened. Well, this is why we needed to set the record straight, Lorgasmic. The releases today are a product of Triple H and nobody else. Everybody needs to get with the program. Seriously. Start at the top here. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD OTS, I hope everyone has a great weekend. JD thumbnail for the video is funny as hell. Yeah, supposedly ChatGPT really made strides with their imaging. So I had fun with it last night. And that was the product of ChatGPT. I'm going to change it to what I usually do after the stream is over. But for a placement thumbnail before the stream, it gets the job done. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. Jacy Jayne is a beautiful woman, says Joseph Taylor. She's all right. She's not my type. Fallon Henley is more my type. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Cody still throwing daggers at TKO. He's still pissed. And rightfully so. He should be pissed. They ruined his WrestleMania for a 3rd year in a row. Firefighter Jimmy, Jay, do you ever try Twisted Teas? Yeah, they're all right. They're too sugary for me, though. I don't like sugary alcoholic beverages. They end up giving me a headache. Michael Krause with the $2 super chat. This show sucks and is boring. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Bossmo Jackson with a $4.99. I have mixed thoughts about the call-ups and releases. I have a lot to say about several things, but I'll save it for Tuesday night. Hashtag frustrated. Well, I'm assuming that if you watched me and the Solid Monster, we've probably shared sentiments. We've shared the same thing, maybe. But when you get us together, man, it's always entertaining. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $5 super chat. That gingerbread haluva kick was impactful as Jey Uso's spear. LOL. The safest haluva kick of all time. Fast Daddy with a $4.99. Finally, some heavy metal, and her name is Lizzie Rain. She better not get Def Rebelled because JD will have a field day if she does. Bro. Stephanie Vaquer is as metal as they come, and look what they did to her theme music. This is the daughter, I believe, of one of the members of Iron Maiden, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Bro, if they don't buy some rights to Iron Maiden for this woman, come on. It's the least you could do. She's the next big deal. She's the next big thing in the women's division. She's gonna fucking kill it. She's gonna be over on day one. Tons of personality, man. Love it. That's her uncle. Niece. There you go. Yes, I knew she was related to someone in Iron Maiden. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $5 super chat. Anyone watching American Gladiators? Camille is a smoke show and gets actual speaking segments. I'm sure the Miz is WWE recruiter for that show. LOL. I haven't watched it yet. Bossmo Jackson with a $1.99 and a $4.99. WWE should cancel SmackDown and restructure this show ASAP. Jacy, Jayne, Rhea. Best segment of the show. It's fresh, something new. WWE need to get their shit together and chill with this safe act they still haven't learned. Fast Daddy with a $4.99. Paige, Rhea Ripley, SummerSlam. Nah. Jay Gordo with a $20 super chat. Is it great to be alive on a Friday night inside the OTS venue or what? Thank you, JD, for being my escape. We all have our sunny days and stormy days. We all have our sunny days, you mean, and stormy days. You are still the voice that makes the community watch and listen. OTS forever. Thank you, brother. That means a lot. I appreciate that, man. Michelle with the $2 super chat. Feels like Cody isn't wrestling at Backlash. Probably not. Probably not. They got Clash in Italy. They'll probably save it for there. Clash of Italy is at the end of May. So we got 3 pay-per-views in May. We got Backlash, we got Double or Nothing, and then Clash in Italy. Lauren with a $2 super chat. So boring. Where was Randy? What the fuck was Cody's promo? I don't know where Randy was. I wish I could tell you. Honored One with a $5 super chat. This really is the TKO era, huh? This isn't our childhood show anymore. Hopefully there is a bright side to this, but I doubt it. There is no bright side, brother. There is no bright side at all. Is there a Saturday night's main event as well? Man, this is a loaded month, huh? Wow, we got 4 major shows this week, this month, huh? Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $10 super chat. Release Motor City Machine Guns, Black and Vega, and Kairi Sane. That's wild. I hope TNA picks them up before Tony Khan. I predict Giulia as a good heel with team with Asuka as a new female Japanese tag team. Just like I said before. Bossmo Jackson with a $1.99. I don't even know why I watch this stupid show. I don't know why we try anymore. Zero Kaiba, 48 months. He's got his Mustang emote. Oh my goodness. 48-month badge. Been rocking with JD for a decade. Here's to another decade with the best to ever do it in the IWC. Fuck the haters. Love it. Thank you, Kaiba. Cody Snyder with a $5 super chat. The stupidest fucking thing I've seen in a long time. Release a key piece in the best long-term story you've had. The fuck is that? Hashtag we want Kairi. Triple H knew that there were releases coming and he did it anyway. Fast Daddy with a $4.99. This show was so bad and so boring. Justin Turner with a 7 months. Hey, JD, thanks for all that you do. After the releases, only positive for me was the NXT call-ups to SmackDown. Happy for Blake, Ricky, and Fatal Influence. Thank you, Justin. Soap, water, backwash with a $5 super chat. If SmackDown was an airplane, it would be a boring 737. This is factually correct. soap water. Hitronic with a $4.99. Time to rip this product to absolute fucking shreds tonight. We love you, JD. Thank you, brother. Fast Eddie with a $4.99. Go Braves. What a clutch win tonight. Yes. Phillies lose, 11 in a row? Braves are 19-7. I'm shocked. I'm shocked they have the NL East on lock so quick. The season is one thing. The playoffs, the whole new season. And usually it doesn't go my way. Fast Eddie with a $4.99. Go Braves. You know, the one thing about them is they're not even at full strength yet, which is amazing. Thank you, Fast Eddie. Who do we have here? Miss Angela Lynn Peterson with a $20 super chat. I'm drinking Coke because I'm afraid the WWE and TKO might find a reason to fire me. New watcher. Well, Miss Angela, thank you for the $20 in super chat. Welcome. We love the new viewers. We love the new viewers. Tony Brown with a $4.99. This show, JD, is like a stinky diaper left in a hot, non-ventilated restroom with no exhaust fan, but I like the new booty. Well, wait till you get Blake Monroe and Fallon Henley on your TV every week, brother. We're doing good on Friday. Johnny1125 with a $10 super chat. What the fuck are you guys drinking is the perfect question for this creative team. Yes. 100%. 19-8. Sean, 19-8. Sorry. The Braves are 19-8. Todd French with a $2 super chat. Grace might be gone with the way she's been jobbed out. Bro, that would be ridiculous. That would be insane. Lord Gasmic, thank you for the 100 again, brother. Mr. Premium with a $4.99. Aleister Black coming back last year was such a cool moment to see live. I thought maybe they'd actually get it right this time. Lesson learned. The lesson is, brother, they never get anything right. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. The next cuts will be Julia, Kiana James, the Garzas, Ivy Nile, both Americanos, and Chad Gable. Did I miss anyone? Bro, if they release Chad Gable or Kiana James, they're not going to release Americano. Oh, you mean Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne? No. I can't see them letting them go. Why would they do that? Ugly in the morning with a $2.79. Man-sized batch of walking cinnamon killed me. I love me some cinnamon, bro. Todd French with the $2 super chat. The whole Alpha Academy, Natty and Meechin next. I thought Meechin and B-Fab were absolutely good as gone. There is still time for that, though. Quante Owens with a $4.99. Black should have never lost that feud to Priest. No. I don't. Well, does it matter? Colin with a $1.99. Oh, yeah, Tamina Snuka is still on the roster. Bro, she's got a spot for life. She ain't going nowhere. Lord Maestro with a $4.99 and a $1.99. Never have I seen cuts that have made me more angry than today. Poor Aleister Black, Kairi Sane, Motor City Machine Guns. They deserve so much better than this. Also, Zelina Vega beefing with SRS is pretty funny right now. I saw this. Sean's been doing this every year with the releases. Normally, I'd be the first person to say that Sean was wrong. I honestly think Zelina was so angry that she got released, or so upset and sad that she got released, that she needed to project her anger and her sadness to somebody, and she did it with Sean. He does it every year. Nobody else got upset. He's got a job to do to let everybody know that the releases are happening. Some people don't even find out via their employer that they're released, and sometimes they find out through the internet. So how many people is Sean actually notified, whereas they wouldn't be notified anywhere else, that they were released? Some people find out that they're working a show via social media instead of finding out they're working a show from their employer. Bro, she was angry and upset in the moment, and she projected that to Sean. You got to call, listen, we're fair. We're fair. I don't know why she's going at him. Ken with a $9.99. Ken with a $9.99. Any truth to the rumor that WWE may be creating a new series on Netflix this year where each episode is just an hour of commercials hosted by Pat McAfee? I would not be surprised, Ken. It would be called Pat McAfee's Attitude Era. Endless Boredom with a $1.99. I don't know why anybody bothers going back to WWE. Money and better creative. People are quickly realizing that neither one of those things are going to be beneficial to them. It's either you're making money and unhappy in the other place, or you're making less money and unhappy in WWE. Gavin Deeth with a $5 super chat. Do you see a Brody King heel turn in 91 days? What happens in 91 days? Malachi going back to AEW? No, if I'm him, I'm not going back there. Arcade the Hedgehog. JD, I'm now starting to hate wrestling companies with the $2 super chat. I don't blame you. You don't hate these people enough. Chicago with a $5 super chat. That was straight fire. After watching tonight's SmackDown, this place needs to be started over. And Triple H, get him gone. Thank you, Chicago. Eclipse with a $19.99. Creative sucks. Talent suffers. Fucking sad. Static Shock Girl with a $10 super chat. If Vince had passed away, passed away. Vince is never going to pass away. If Vince had passed the company to his family, do you think Triple H would have done a better job? Also, would Shawn Michaels be a better replacement? No. No, Shawn Michaels is not very good at what he does on NXT. If the company wasn't as corporate as it was with TKO, yeah, I think it would be better. Yeah. Keith Hobson with a $20 super chat. I will say this, next year on the crap down after WrestleMania, Triple H will be on the chopping block. OTS for life. Brother, he may be as good as gone before we get to Saudi next year for WrestleMania. The way things are going. Random one with a $20 super chat. JD chat. Motor City Machine Guns didn't last, just like EC3 didn't, and just like that, they wasted and ruined Bobby Roode. Same reason they ruined Sting. If they aren't WWE first, they will get buried. WWE fucking sucks. They even ruined the Bullet Club. It is true. I don't know how true it is in this instance, but it is true that they usually carry vendettas over and take people thinking that things are going to be all right, and then they end up kind of fucking them in the end. Yes. Hitronic with a $4.99. Another preach from the only guy in the IWC who is right every time. If I may ask JD, what does the 206 stand for? Well, I wish I could get rid of it. Otherwise, I think something bad happens if I do. The 206 is actually my birthday, February 6th. Laura Maestro with a $4.99. This company touts record-breaking profits, can't give its talents the grace to try and connect with the fans. Fuck these people for treating them bad. Yeah. Yeah. DJ 55 with a $1.99. Ricardo banished to main event to take on Cardona. My guy Telly with a 29 months. The talent let go today will thrive wherever they go. Look at Dijak, Dakota, Shotzi, Cross, etc. Prove people wrong and show them your worth. Get yours. Indeed. Indeed. Chris with a 46 months. Glad I didn't watch tonight's SmackDown. It was just trash. Cake with a 48 months. Motor City Machine Guns versus FTR. Kaylee Ray versus Mercedes. The world is their oyster. Kairi not getting comeuppance on Asuka really sucks. I'm really pressed about that. It's fucking awful, bro. It's fucking awful. Sim with a 4 months. Hard to get into these WWE shows and storylines if they're just going to cut talent like Kairi and Black. Appreciate the shows since I don't watch Raw and SmackDown. I will be here to give you guys everything you need. You don't even need to watch the show. Johnny Boy with a $50 super chat. Motor City Machine Guns hurts the most. Alex and Chris were my most favorite TNA guys in the early 2000s. That gave me a break from WWE. Giulia will replace Sane with Asuka and Io in the feud. Hey, Paul, the Devil, TKO, and Grim Reaper Dwayne is coming to collect your soul next. Thank you, Johnny Boy. Laura Maestro, the $1.99. They bragged about Ari's pay raise and then budget cuts. Yep. How much did he make? 100 million? Must be nice, huh? Telly with a $4.99. I watched some Hog on WrestleMania weekend, and it was more exciting than WrestleMania itself. You and Style Monster were great as always. Appreciate you, JD. Wishing you the best. Thank you, brother. We put a lot of work into what we do. Lauren with a $2 super chat. Cody Randy Backlash. Do you see a future double turn? No. We might not even get it at Backlash, being that Randy wasn't on the show. Cody still has a black eye. He's probably in concussion protocol. They'll probably wait for Clash in Italy or Saturday night's main event. Yo, boy, Pete. $9.99, JD. After all the dust has settled from Raw and SmackDown after Mania, what are your thoughts on all the NXT call-ups combined across both shows, and which of them will be the breakout star? Blake Monroe. I think she's going to be the biggest breakout star of them all. The names are not really surprising, Pete. I think we kind of nailed most of them. Dingleberry with a 10. Is there any storyline or match that could excite the fans like the Black and Gold era? Only thing left is AEW versus WWE matches, right? Black and Gold era? Braun versus Obafemi. It's the only one I can think of. Major Motions with a $4.99. Jacy Jayne stole the show tonight. The heat she got was nuclear. Star was born. By far the most improved wrestler in the entire industry. She looked good. Listen, man, I'll be honest. I wasn't a big Jacy Jayne fan, but she looked good. Don Stoney with a 5. How the fuck have I been sleeping on this? Appreciate what the fuck you're doing here. R.I.P. Kevin Castle. Stoney, I'm here every night, brother. Every night. Happy to have you with me. Major Motions with a $1.99. Now we just need Mandy Rose back in her OnlyFans gimmick. Bro, man, I wouldn't even want Mandy Rose back, bro. She's She's too far gone. She don't need it. She don't need it. Leviathan with a $30 super chat. Look at this fucking guy. JD is echoing the sentiments I've had about WWE going back to the beginning of the year. My biggest gripe, how TKO continues to rape the wallets of the fan base. My second gripe, why the fans continue to allow it. Because they're fucking stupid, Leviathan. The fans are stupid. Pro wrestling fans are the dumbest fucking sheep out of any fan base. Like, if your team sucks, if you're watching a team, your favorite sports team, and they fucking suck, and their record sucks, and they're just not having a good... Bro, you're not going to the games. You're not paying money to go watch them live until management and the people that own the team take the steps to make the team into a winning team to bring people out to the venue. It doesn't work like that in WWE. These people somehow think that WWE is still putting on an MVP product. They're not. WWE is operating like a last place team creatively right now. And they don't deserve any of your fucking money. Thank you, brother. Rafael DeLuna. Can you do a Vince and Kevin Dunn impression? Wood. I got enough wood for you, pal. Hitronic with a $9.99. I remember back a while ago when I said, bow down to the tribal chief of the IWC. It's always nice to see every week how right I am about you since bow down to the tribal chief of the IWC. Thank you, Hitronic. I appreciate that very, very, very much. A lot of good creators in this space, but let's be real. There's nobody better than me. Nobody better than me. Maybe Jason. Maybe Salamonster's little bit better than me, man. But we got the look. We got the sound. We got the vibe. It's me and him. And there's nobody even close. Don Stoney with a $5 super chat. Shout out my guy, Rams fan. His wrestling name would be Retarded. All love, Ramsey Stoney. David Rice with a $10 super chat. This was a very dry episode of SmackDown. I'm not a fan of dropping Aleister Black. I thought he would be an excellent opponent for Trick Williams. SmackDown needs a big shot in the arm. Stat. Bro, it's almost like they did not have the brain capability to write for someone like that. So they said, you know what? Fuck it. We're done. They just want to aura farm everybody off their entrance. That's all they want to do. Don Stoney with a $2 super chat. Appreciate this shit. Thank you, Don Stoney. Caden with a $1.99. Thank you, Caden. Mountain Dew Man with a $5 super chat. The Samoa storyline reminds me of when I was younger and my family would argue who got shotgun in the car. It's the same storyline over and over again. It is. It's awful. Horatio with a $5 super chat. The writing just sucks. They have no good script writers. Opening promo was a lot of nothing. Keep it up, JD. Because Shaker Fatu is all gas and no brakes with it. You know what I mean? He's a catchphrase merchant. That's all he is. David Rice with a $2 super chat. Your thoughts on Evil signing with WWE? Brother, I don't know a fucking thing about Evil. I don't know a fucking thing. DP with a $2 super chat. Boring! Nate with a 45 months. DJ versus Ricardo. Winner gets a blanket as they sit out in the cold rain. I'm happy to be a member for 45 months, especially for OTS shows like this. Nate, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Bill Voss with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, did you see the teaser for something to do with Lucha Underground? Yeah. I think people are overhyping the fuck out of it. I think that they may be uploading all of their back catalog to YouTube, to the channel, to the YouTube channel. Did somebody buy them out that we might not know of? Are they making a resurgence? Did AAA buy them out? Did WWE buy them out? Are they merging them with AAA? Don Stoney with a $5 super chat. My wife's birthday is February 6th, and that's a shoot. What the fuck I do now? Well, you go celebrate your wife's birthday on February 6th. That's what you do, Stoney. Dingleberry with a $5 super chat. Another banger. Every show was so good. Thank you, Dingleberry. Happy to have you, brother. The Magnum Report with a $2 super chat. What the fuck was the point in Santos Escobar coming back? Bro, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They did what they did to fuck with him. That's what they did. And Static Shock Girl. The male wrestlers from NXT Black and Gold are nearly extinct at this point. They believe Triple H would treat them better than Vince, but no, Papa H failed all of them. He did. He did. Why? I wish I could tell you. You guys killed it tonight, man. I think we had like 4,700 people in here. We had 1,300 likes, and you guys killed it with the super chats on a Friday night, man. Thank you guys very much for all your support. If you see the rant about the releases in the sub boxes tomorrow, don't be surprised. I think everything that we said in there is very video worthy. I even started it off with the, Thank you guys for all the great support tonight, man. I am going to finish up here and then get some much needed sleep. Your boy's tired. There's so much going on, man. My head is jello. My mind is jello. Thank you guys very much, man. Appreciate it. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go and check out all the great content on the channel. And let me tell you, there is a lot of content. We've been uploading daily to the second channel. Go and check out the second channel. Link is down below. If you guys are on iTunes, Spotify, or any of the audio platforms, leave a rating and leave a comment. I can't tell you how much you're helping me out, man. I think yesterday we were number 19 on the charts. So thank you guys very much for making that the biggest year ever. And again, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the releases. Which ones are you shocked by? Which ones are you not shocked by? Until tomorrow, guys, I'll see you in the sub boxes with more right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.